Hey, Jinx!
Truck stop!
JJ Jinx here with an important announcement. I'm going on another road trip. The last road trip I went on was about a year and a half ago. Got a lot of good stuff. There's still things that I gotta film and show you. I just never got around to it. Usually for my road trips, I just grab my trusty, dusty Ozark Trail Navaja. You might have seen it here and there on my channel. I knocked off the serrations with a Dremel. And this knife has been with me for many, many years. We've gone on many adventures. Normally I just throw it in my bag and I never even use it. I forget that it's there a lot of times. But for this trip, I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to get a knife on purpose for the road trip. And so this video is going to be in my announcement video that, hey, I'm going on a road trip. Expect things from that. But also, a little bit more substance, and that I'm going to show you the knife that I chose to carry with me on the road trip. Now, I'll have this one with me too, but it's more ceremonial at this point. And here it is, still in the packaging. I left this in the packaging for two reasons. Number one, so that you know this is a fresh knife to my collection. And number two, you can only get it on Amazon, or at least you could until recently. I'll explain it after I open it. Back in the box you go. Yes, some of you might recognize this already. It is the Honey Badger. This knife comes to us from a company called Western Active, and they apparently skimped out on the glue that they normally use for their boxes. Who needs it? Western Active. They make the Honey Badger series. Now, the Honey Badger series is fantastic. They're very inexpensive, and they make them in 3 different sizes: small, medium, large. A lot of knives just have one size, or maybe 2. We've seen, you know, the Benchmade Mini Bug Out, the 940 Mini, and etc., etc. Honey Badger makes them in 3 sizes. And I got the smallest one because I like the smallest one. And here you can see them lined up. Small on the bottom, medium in the middle, large on the top. So the small one does look small in this photo, and the big one does look big in this photo because they are. And you might notice all the knives come with the same looking handles. This kind of honeycomb patterning to it. And you can get them in all kinds of different colors. They make them in blue, brown, well, more like a beige, OD green, black. You just gotta go to their storefront page and find the color you want, and then you can get them with all kinds of different blade shapes. So here they have this sheep's foot Emerson type. Down here they have a hawkbill type, which they call the claw. And they got a bunch of other shapes too, like the hook, the badger hook they're calling it. And here is their drop point blade, and they recently put out a leaf-shaped blade, which is basically a drop point blade, but a little different. And lastly, they make my favorite blade shape of theirs, the Wharncleaver, because it's kind of a Wharncliffe blade, but kind of a cleaver, I guess. I just love the shape, and it cuts fantastically. It slices, it dices, it's covered in oil. What more could you want? Well, I'll tell you what more you could want. Recessed liners. You see that? I like that. A deep carry pocket clip with recessed screws. How many times have you heard me say I like that too? Bearings that make it snappy on the open and snappy on the close. The profile of this thing isn't too bad. It's a little bit on the wide side, but only just, and at least it's wide all the way across, unlike a Spyderco. And the box, well, when it's intact, also comes with the tool that you need to take it apart and maintain it in this nice little dense foam. So there's no guessing. Is it a T6 or a T6 IP? Don't know, just use this thing. There's a lot to love about the Honey Badger knife. And it's not my first one. I got pretty much the same exact knife, but in a different color, the tan color. There's one major difference between these two, and it was a recent addition to their catalog, and that is this. The original Honey Badgers came in 8CR13 MOV steel, which, if all you do is open packages and not much else, will serve you just fine. It won't rust, it won't break, you just might have to strop it once in a while. But now, they make them in D2 steel, which is slightly better. D2 steel was all the rage like 5 years ago. Then there was the rise of the super steels. So, it's a slightly better steel, better edge retention without sacrificing very much else. I made that dog and pony show with the Amazon packaging, but like I said, you can now get them somewhere else. This is the full page layout that I spotted in the Smoky Mountain Knife Works catalog. And yes, now you can buy Honey Badger knives from them as well. And you can see the price points. They are all $40-something and under. Depends on the size and the steel, but that's a great price. Nothing is over $50. I picked up the D2 version for I think $40. A modest increase in price from $35, which is what I paid for the other one. So for $5, you get D2 steel. Anyway, this is the knife that I'll be carrying with me and using for tasks on my road trip. And most likely I am going to miss the next shipment for the monthly subscription box from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. So I'll have to open that when I get back, and then you'll get to hear all about the other knives that I got from last month. It'll just be, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks later. Hopefully the Omicron variant of the coronavirus doesn't fuck up my travel plans.